What is up, everyone? So in this video, I'm going to be going over the campaign ideation and the build out for one of our clients who is doing web development. We found an angle that works for them. I covered that in a previous video that you can also check out on my channel, where I basically just broke down how we pitched their service and how we went from almost 0 calls a month to 8 calls in 2 days. And in this video, it's going to be a bit longer. I'm going to go over the actual copy, how we kind of ideated that, why we did that in that manner. And I'm also going to go over how you can build a similar list of leads. If you're a web dev company looking to build a list similar to your case studies, then this video is for you. I'm going to show you the copy that you can use. We're also going to be enriching the leads in Clay. So let's go step by step. And first of all, we're going to be going through the case study that we're going to be using in this example. So we have this web dev client who is located in the APAC region, as I said, and they have a case study with Hopstack, which is a SaaS platform for warehouse management. They essentially streamline and digitize the warehouse operations. All right. So our client here, they basically revamped their platform, and because of the revamp, it was essential for this company to secure funding. And you can see also with unparalleled 99.8% order accuracy, they've shipped over 6 million orders to date. So yeah, on my client's website, it's basically just them breaking down the case study. So if you're doing this for your own company, then you would simply just go off of your case studies. And this is when I saw this for them, I was like, yes, we're going to be using this, because for web dev, a lot of companies will struggle to get results because they are pitching web dev in the email, and every second person is pitching that. So please don't pitch that. What you are actually pitching is the benefit of your service. All right. So let's go into the actual campaign ideation. So when you begin ideating, first of all, I like to create a separate doc where I outline the ICP, the desired outcome, the pain points that they might be having, different email angles, so the offer angles that we're going to be testing, and also the email structures and the follow-up sequences. So in this document, you can see that this is kind of our healthcare emails copy version 1. And in the ICP, we've outlined founders, CEOs, CMOs, COOs, so everything that's C-suite, project managers, heads of growth, etc. Directors of e-commerce, project managers of healthcare and wellness companies in the APAC region that have between 3 to 200 employees. So because of our web dev offer, it is actually pretty easy to target a broad market, because everyone that is obviously not a large organization, like a large enterprise, will benefit from a website revamp. So our goal here is to make them aware of the benefits that they're going to get once they revamp their platform. Most people are aware of this service, but they don't pull the trigger on that because they think that they can do it themselves. Once we demonstrate that we're the professionals here, that's when we convince them to purchase our services. So what is the problem? Well, most of them have slow and non-user-friendly websites that hurt sales and growth. They might not have a website at all, their website might be down, or they're on WordPress, which for most cases is not the best setup with the WP engine news recently. So if you're a web dev agency, I would use that as leverage if you're developing on Framer or you're using Webflow like my client here. It's a great opportunity to migrate these potential prospects to these other website builders. The desired outcome from a website rebuild would basically be an increase in website conversion rates, and could be attracting investment, because we're dealing with startups. If we're dealing with smaller organizations, then they might have need for these funds. Well, the majority of them have need for these funds. Now, the benefit, again, attracting investors and VC firms to the startup with a modern, high-performing website. Again, why am I going over this? Because this is what we are going to be selling in the email. You go off of your case studies. In this case, this web dev agency had a lot of case studies, but this one stood out because here we have a tangible outcome. So after the website redesign, we have these results attributed. Now, this is not attributed to the web dev, obviously. And the funding is also not 100% attributed to the offer, but it is a tangible outcome of what could happen once you have a platform like that and you present it to the right people. And it plays a huge role in your digital footprint as well. So this is what we're selling here. Now the case studies, we have Serotonin Labs, which is another case study that this client has. Serotonin Labs achieved enhanced user engagement and streamlined content management with a redesigned website that includes interactive data visualization and an easy to manage webflow CMS. Cool. Now this is again, it's a really cool project, and it will work because we're approaching the health and wellness markets. But do you see how we couldn't necessarily subtract a tangible result from the specific case study? Hence why we're also focusing on case studies like the one for Hopstack, where we have a tangible outcome. This is 2.8. Yep. Leveraging their online platform after the redesign. So we're going to be using these case studies, name dropping the companies when we're reaching out to prospects. Now, once we've outlined the ICP, their desired outcome, the problem that they might be facing, the benefit, and our case studies, we need to package that in a compelling value proposition, which is the next step. I like to call it angles, which is essentially our offer angles. And I've just like written a bunch, but just to give you kind of the ideation behind that, well, essentially we're mainly selling three types of offers. So we're selling either we are making them money, we're saving them money, or we're saving them time. And obviously we have a painkiller offer and a vitamin offer. Now, the vitamin offer is something that is good to have, but it's not a must have. And then the painkiller offer is something that's a must have. And when we're pitching services like this, it could be difficult, like even like software development, web development. These are offers that are not necessarily painkiller offers. So we really need to present them in a way that makes the prospect think. So what we have here in our angles. In angle A, I'm just going to read some of them out. We're helping company type firms refine their user journey to generate 2.6 million euros, for example, in extra business and increase conversions by 13% within 10 days. So what are we doing here? We're saying we're helping healthcare firms. In this case, you can substitute that with any market that you're approaching, refine their user journey. We're not saying rebuild their website or rebrand their website or whatever. We're saying refine their user journey. So we're saying anything but web dev or web design. And this is the secret sauce. So redefine your user journey to generate 2.6 million euros. So you can convert that to your native currency in extra business and increase conversions by 13%. By 13%, that's taken also from the Hopstack, not the Hopstack one, the Project Serotonin one, the case study. And within 10 days, why? Because our client can fulfill these projects in 10 days. The main positioning is like this. We're helping this specific type of company do this specific thing to generate this result in X or Y time frame. So let's see the other angles. For example, we're helping companies. So we're helping healthcare companies add $2.8 million in investment like Hopstack and Project Serotonin by integrating their services into comprehensive web platforms. You're seeing what we're doing here. Let's read another one. We're helping healthcare firms increase their value by 2.6 million euros, like Hopstack and Project Serotonin, by showcasing their growth through interactive web portfolios, or by integrating their services into comprehensive web portfolios. Or you can even do by redesigning interactive web portfolios, by designing interactive web portfolios for their services in 10 days. So what we've done in this angle is we're actually just testing out the mechanism, which is very important if you're pitching saturated offers like marketing and software and web dev, for example. You want to have a unique mechanism to be able to stand out from the rest of the sea of unsolicited emails flowing around. So we're helping this specific company type increase their value by X amount by using this mechanism, and this is where we're split testing the mechanism. Then you can also split test the shorter type of the angle, which is we're helping company type firms add 2.6 million euros of investments and increase conversions by 13% by designing interactive web portfolios for their services. After you do some testing, which you're going to be able to find another video when I upload it on my channel about testing and how we go about it, we are gonna see in the structures that I'm gonna showcase, we have the offer to test, which is the first thing that we test in every campaign that we launch is the angle. And that's why we have a bunch of angles in the beginning to see what resonates with the market. And for us, we've concluded that this is the one that resonates with our target market. So that's why we're rolling with this one. For the email copy, what I'm going to showcase now is what you would typically see when it comes to email structure. So let's just go one by one and just look at them. For example, we have subject line could be looking to raise capital, Alex, James, whatever. Hey, Alex, as the title of company name, I'm sure you're looking to raise capital to accelerate your growth in 2024. We can help you leave a great first impression on VCs and PE firms with a modern, high-performing website. Hopstack raised X result from Y investor, and their website played a major role in attracting investment. Mind if I share a quick video going over a few improvements you can make? Like, no, just stop. Like, this is not gonna work, all right? This is why it's a typical structure. This is why I've labeled it as a typical structure. This is too long. Now, I'm not saying this is particularly a bad email, but it's just too long. So let's go over another typical structure. You can say hi first name and even include a personalized joke. I hope that made you chuckle as it did me. Anyway, my name is X and I'm more than just a fan of what you're doing. We're helping location-based companies like yours increase relevant metric through websites that rank higher on Google. In the past 12 months, we've helped others more than 2x their organic traffic and online sales without the need for ads. I'm so confident, blah, blah, blah. Like I literally cannot finish reading it. So I would also, even if you're using personalizations to generate a joke based on their like location or school or company information, even with the personalizations, the fact that this is just too long and not straightforward is what's gonna hurt your campaign. Then we have typical structure C, which is bit better. Hey, first name. I was looking at company types in location and found company's site. I noticed a few things about your dropshipping store that might be hurting your conversion rates. Mind if I share a quick video explaining further? Out of all three, this is the best one because it's short and it's easy to reply to. As you're saying, mind if I share a quick video explaining further? I would still not go with this just because we tested it and it didn't work. So let's go on to the copy structures that actually worked for us. Prefacing this by saying this worked for us. I'm not guaranteeing that this is gonna get you results with your offer, but you could use it to ideate and just brainstorm, feed it into ChatGPT, see what you could pull out of it and what you could come up with. But basically we have structure A using LinkedIn data. And by the way, I'm gonna show you how to do everything in Clay as well. It goes like this. Hey, first name, got stuck on your LinkedIn post about post content and a related compliment. I dug deeper and saw what your company does, so I wanted to get connected. So these yellow fields are all gonna be AI generated, by the way. So this is Clay coming in and just proposing custom ideas based on what we feed it. Then we're testing the offer. So we set the angles already and we said already which angle we're going to be using. Specifically, I think this could help you. And now we're also using Clay to associate our offer with their company's mission and what they're already doing to kind of propose or kind of present what this change is going to mean for their specific company. Would you be interested in learning more if you're even the slightest bit curious about the idea? And then we'll just sign off. Another structure is, hey, first name, got stuck on your LinkedIn post about this. I dug deeper and saw how your company helps this type of person do this. So I wanted to get connected. Interested in hearing if you've thought about, and then it's gonna be a custom platform to attract more of their customers. And then we split test the offer. Would you be interested in learning more if you're even the slightest bit curious about the idea? So that's the LinkedIn approach. We open up the email by saying that we came across their LinkedIn post, we found it interesting, and we dug deeper and saw what their company does. So that's why we wanted to get connected and propose something that they could find relevant. For some people, even this could be a bit too long. We've tested shorter variants, and the one that actually worked better, which is not included here, is also removing this field. So the one we ran, which delivered the results you saw in the last video, the 8 meetings for 2 days, used this exact structure. Hey, first name, got stuck on your LinkedIn post about this. Interested in hearing if you've thought about this. We just did this for this company and they got 2.8 million in funding. Would you be interested in learning more? And that's the entire email. So I'm actually gonna leave it like this. Like this email copy structure just slapped for us. All right. And then we have 2 more. Not a big fan of this. This is long, and that's why I've presented the shorter version here, but it goes like this. Hey, first name, sorry to barge in. I saw how your company helps do this for this type of audience, so I wanted to get connected. I figured you'd be the right person to reach out to, considering you do this for the company, so we're extracting their job responsibilities. Interested in hearing if you've thought about, and then again, a custom Webflow website idea or whatever website you're building or whatever your offer is, just associated with what they're already doing. Then you split this, the social proof and the value proposition, and then you call to action. Do you notice how we're not changing anything else? So the call to action and the subject lines that we're going to be using are going to be the same. The only thing that we're really changing here is the email structures and the offers themselves. And what we found to work, as I said, is this email structure right here and this email structure right here. They are relatively short, get straight to the point, and still have enough personalization to drive the responses. Then we have the follow-up. So we have follow-up 1 sent typically after 2 days of delay. First name had 3 ideas about how we could specifically improve your website to attract more of your customer types, and we substitute this field with their customer type. Then we present 3 ideas of how our Webflow services could improve their platform, or even like just not improve or literally just build a new platform by itself. Of course, I wrote these without knowing anything about your current bottlenecks or growth plans. Would a brief email exchange make sense so you can determine if a broad conversation makes sense? Like, this is so unintrusive. It just makes them respond with a positive message. Then we have follow-up 2. So I'm gonna keep this simple and just include 2 follow-ups. This is gonna be 4 days after the first follow-up, and it's just gonna be like, hey, first name, I imagine you probably got your hands full at this point. Is there someone else at company name that I should reach out to? And then we sign off, and that's it. So we're asking for a reference here. We're not saying this is my last email, we're breaking up or anything like that. And we're not saying follow-up. Like, we're never saying we're following up or nudging our message to be on top of their inbox. We're saying we're coming with value. So first of all, we're coming here with value when we're presenting them a custom software or website idea. And then in our follow-up, we don't say we're following up. We're saying, first name, I had 3 ideas on how you could improve this for your company. And then we just sign off. You could do a 4 email sequence, but since we're testing, we're proactively testing, we would just keep it at 3. And if it doesn't work, then it doesn't work. So we have to change the emails anyway. Now that you've got your copy sorted, you also have to have leads to reach out to. And if you're just starting out, I would advise just going on a broad search in Apollo to assess your total addressable market and see what you're working with. Now, in this case, to guide you through this, what I would do is I would take the keywords and search criteria I would make the search criteria based on your most successful case study. First of all, we're gonna be checking the email status of the lead lists. So in this case, we have marked verified and guests, but also the unavailable ones, because we're gonna be using softwares like Find Email to find the email addresses that are not on Apollo, because if you exclude that, you're gonna see that from a 6K list, we get only 3.7. So yeah, with the right software in place, you could also scrape these that are unavailable. But for the sake of the video, let's just say you have all of these marked, and then you have the job titles. So again, you assess who will resonate with your job title in that specific organization. And we've came to the conclusion that for a web dev and design offer in the healthcare space, these job titles for the size of these organizations from 3 to 200 employees, which is pretty broad, respond positively to our emails. So that will be everyone from C-suite, business development, growth hackers, CMOs, digital marketing managers, UX, UI designers, online sales managers, even heads of partnerships. So these titles are what we have focused our efforts on. And then location, we have the APAC region for the specific client. So for you, it might be Europe, it might be US, or it might be, again, if it's Europe, it might be a specific country. You again search the criteria, search the employee count. Now, as I said, you want to base it off of your case study because you want to approach companies that are similar to your case study. And in this case, we are approaching job titles that are going to resonate with our offer. We're approaching companies in the APAC region, which is where also our case study is from. And we are approaching companies in all these industries. So health, wellness, fitness, hospital healthcare, mental healthcare, biotech, pharmaceuticals. And then we're also including keywords to dial down even more on our ICP. So precision health, we have health optimization, biomarker, nutrition, we have supplements, nootropics, we have telemedicine, biohacking. So a pretty basic approach to begin with, but that's what I would advise. And you can also use services like exportapollo.io. You need to log in and scrape and verify your list using Million Verifier as well. Now, once you have your CSV ready and I'm verified. Oh shit. So once you So once you have your lead list verified from Million Verifier, what I would also recommend doing is segmenting Outlook from your receivers, so removing them. I already made 2 videos on this topic, but one that was called Stop Landing in Spam. Use this exact tool. It goes over how we use the email guard to remove this. So this step is already covered in that video on my channel, so check that out. And then once we have removed Outlook receivers, then we're only going to be focusing on the Gmail and custom mail providers. I've just named them as Gmail here in this example. So let's go into Clay and let me show you how to make the personalizations that I showcased in the copy. So once you're inside Clay, you're gonna have to upload your table, and then you're gonna have the standard CSV table look. And I'm gonna go over all the enrichments. I'm not gonna have the raw table built out in this video. I'm gonna leave it for another time, but in this case, I'm gonna still show you what the prompts look like and how we ideated this. So when we were working on this campaign, first of all, we looked for the recent post of the LinkedIn user. So if you have this column where it says person LinkedIn URL, then what you want to do is go to enrichments and type find recent posts, click on the field, and you're going to be greeted by this pop-up window. Point it to the column, and then if you want, you could also add a post date filter so you only scrape LinkedIn posts from the last 6 months. In this case, we already launched a campaign that was using the opener that I showed you. So we are going to be using a different opener. In this case, I'm referring to this one that we used. Here we had the LinkedIn data. However, in this scenario, we don't have it. So we're going to be using this structure. I'm going to showing you how to do the first one, which is saw how your company helps do this. So I want to get connected. Interested in hearing if you thought about having the custom platform. And then we have the customer type and the 3 ideas. And we're going to be also cleaning their company name, because in a typical lead list, you will get all the legal suffixes included in the name, and you don't want that. Now, in order to do the enrichments that I mentioned, you need to have the company's description. And in your CSV, you're going to have the SEO description included almost every time. However, you have these blank spots where you just don't have that data from Apollo, and it even might not be up to date. You need to go to add enrichment, type in Clayagent, and then you're going to be greeted by this window. You want to select your model. So it's going to be 4.0 mini. It's the cheapest and the most accurate one. So that's what I'm going to be rolling with. You need to connect your key from OpenAI, and then you're going to be using this prompt, which is visit this this company's LinkedIn page. Then you point it to the column and return their company description. Return only the description and nothing else. All right, so that's going to get the description exactly from their LinkedIn profile. So what you're going to do here is merge the columns, and you're just going to point it to, the 2 columns. So in our case, it's SEO description, And then we have company description response. You can name them to make it easier for you, but yeah, company description results. And that would just create this merge description column that you see here, which allows us to have a comprehensive description for every company. So the first enrichment that we're going to be making now is the opener, which is so how your company helps this person do this. So I wanted to connect. Now, how does that actually look like? Well, if we go into the column itself and we double click on it and Clay loads, you're going to be greeted by this window. So again, you just go to add enrichments and you type in ChatGPT. You're going to have this pop up. You want to have the right model. So we're content creation, manipulation, and categorization using 4.0 mini, connect your key. And then this is the prompt that I'm going to just go over it here. So you can pause the video and see it if you want. But it just uses their description to come up with the opener saying that it needs to follow the specific framework. And if we go into the prompt itself, the output itself, let's see how it looks like. I saw how your company helps clinicians with medical imaging AI solutions. Pretty cool. Let's see another one. I saw how your company helps make healthcare smarter, accessible, and affordable. I saw how your company helps simplify care management and improve well-being. And if we go into their company description, you're going to see simplify your care management. So maybe not the best example. Let's look at this one. IHX is a digital healthcare data platform and exchange infused with AI ML capabilities. All right. And if we look at our opener, I saw how your company helps digital healthcare with AI ML solutions. So it's really accurate and personal. Let's look at the next. The next one we're going to be doing is the interested in hearing if you thought about custom solution. And again, for Omini with the key connected, this is the prompt. So I'm just going to go over it. Boom. And what we're basically saying here is I want to bring on this company as a client based on their company description. And that's why we made the merged column. Give me a highly personalized creative idea for a website redesign they can do with Webflow that will increase website conversions and attract investors. Here are some conditions. So this is what ChatGPT should be strictly following. And then some more conditions, like don't make it more longer than 18 words. We don't want to make it an essay. And then start every question with interested in hearing if you thought about having a platform that then highlights or showcases what they do. So the final output is for our specific case here is going to look like this. Let's just use the IHX example again. Interested in hearing if you've thought about having a platform that highlights your AI ML capabilities for healthcare stakeholders. Boom. Let's see another one. Interested in hearing if you thought about having a platform that showcases your global hospital accreditation and patient support services. Like this is as personal as it gets. Then we have the customer type. So the next enrichment, and that's what I meant, like you first need to ideate, you need to write your angles, you need to write your copy structure, and only then you go into Clay and create the enrichments. Otherwise, you will be just creating enrichments left and right, not knowing what you're using them for. So in this case, we have a really clear picture on what our next enrichment is. So we can create a prompt for each specific case. Here, in this structure, we already created the prompt for this. We already created the prompt for this. We're testing the offer, so we're not changing anything here. And now we want the prompt for the customer type. So this is the next one that we have lined up here. If I go into the column again, you will see the prompt here for finding the customer type. So find out who this company sells to by using their company description. Again, you can also point it towards their website. It could even be accurate if you use ClayGen and just plug in their website URL. Conditions, boom, lowercase, no longer than 4 words. And let's see what it returns. So healthcare providers, healthcare stakeholders, small and mid-sized utility companies, active lifestyle consumers. So it returns their customer type after it scrapes the web or you feed it the description manually. So that's what we use for that part. And then we have the 3 custom ideas for this prompt, and this is again for web dev specifically, but for this prompt, and we're just basically just saying, I want you to come up with 3 ideas for create a website application or upgrade ideas that can be done with Webflow that they can use to help them increase conversions, website visits, or attract investment. Your output should be structured in a bullet point list based on your company description, again, feeding the merge description, and then some more conditions. And that's gonna spit out what you see here. If we look at one of these, interactive utility management demo showcasing software features and benefits, customer success stories with case studies to build credibility, and the third idea is real-time usage calculator for ROI of utility software solutions. Once you include it in the email, like, come on, like there's no way you're not getting responses with this. And then the last one, which is really long, is for just cleaning the company name so we are not making a fool out of ourselves when we're reaching out to these people. It's a really long prompt here, so I'm just gonna go over it like this. Boom. And you're just kind of cross-referencing the company website with the company name and feeding it a lot of examples of other companies and how it should look like written in a custom email. So I'm gonna have a separate video on campaign creation, but once you're inside the email campaign builder and the sequencer builder, essentially you're gonna have all these custom fields. You're gonna see how we quickly just have them replaced automatically by Smart Lead. So you can see all these examples. Let's look at one. Gabriela got stuck on your LinkedIn post about the exciting launch of super meals and their delicious recipes. Interested in hearing if you thought about having a platform that showcases your innovative protein shakes and health products. We're helping companies in the healthcare space increase customers, attract investors, and raise 3.5, this should be 2.8 million USD, like projects are turning Hopstack by integrating their services into comprehensive web platforms. Would you be interested in learning more? This is the email that we're sending. Super simple email, and this is what it looks, this is what the final result looks like, and it's going to be different for each lead that goes into the sequence. The second step, so you're gonna see first name, had 3 ideas about how we could specifically improve your website to attract more customer type. Then you pointed to the column with the AI generated ideas, and then the rest of your copy, and then we don't have any AI enrichments here. So in all, that is how you go from a case study to campaign ideation, ICP profile, build out their problems, their desired outcomes, benefits, listing out your case studies, listing out tangible results, listing out the angles, listing out the email structures that you're not going to be using and the ones that you are going to be using. And then once you have that cleared out, you go into Clay and you create the personalizations. And obviously you also have to build the lead list. So you go and search the criteria, search by keywords that are the same keywords that also lead to your case study. So I hope this video was helpful. This is what I wanted to demonstrate here for any web dev or software or SaaS company looking to build this. If you don't want to spend the time doing that, then we could also hop on a free strategy call. Down below this video, you're going to find a link to our website where you can find more information. And if you want to have this custom workflow built for your company, then just reach out to me and we can hop on a call and just discuss that so you don't have to spend time doing all of this, because I promise you it's more complicated than what I just showed here. But otherwise, I hope you find this video valuable and I look forward to hearing you on the call as well. So catch you next time.